Okay, so welcome to a brand new video for the video series answering your questions, right? Where in this series I'm going to answer some of the high quality questions that you have asked, right? Or some valuable questions that you have asked, right? And as usual, remember to leave me your feedback and hit the subscribe button and hit the bell, right? Because my channel is really determined and influenced by your feedback, right? So this is a very good example, right? This video is specifically recorded just to answer your questions, right? So Marco asked that, okay, how do I get the data for the fundamental analysis? Okay, now if you have followed my work for quite some time, you will realize that I'm really generating trade ideas, and I'm really focusing on the fundamental analysis side for idea generations. Okay, and in order to do the fundamental analysis, right, you will actually need to acquire the data. Okay, so how and where you can acquire the data, right, for all of the necessary economic indicators and all of the necessary economic data, right? Now I personally use Bloomberg Terminal, right, because my company has access to it. Right after I joined the institute, my company have access to Bloomberg Terminal, right? So I just use Bloomberg Terminal nowadays, right? But before that, before I joined the institute, I basically extract and find all of my informations, right, just using Google, right? All of the informations that you need, all of the data that you need for data analysis is really publicly available free data. Okay, just that you need to spend your time, you need to spend your efforts to find it and to extract it. Okay, so today I'm going to show you four different websites that I used when I was still a retail guy, right? Because Bloomberg Terminal is really not for the retail guy, right? Unless you are having a very huge portfolio, right? Because Bloomberg Terminal is expensive, right? It's really expensive, right? So you need to pay a 20 to 35,000 US dollars, right? Depends on your region, right? Depends on your package, right? You need to pay around 20 to 35,000 US dollar per month, okay, just to gain access to the Bloomberg terminal. Okay, so here are some of the websites that I will use, right? Three of them is completely free, right? Another one is a free website but with a limited feature. Okay, but uh, if you want to subscribe to this website, right, this is a disclaimer, right? I am not an affiliate to this website, right? So if you decide to subscribe it or to sign up for the subscriptions, I will not receive any benefits. Okay, just a disclaimer. Now the first website that I like to use, and this is one of the most popular and most common websites, right, within the retail world and as well as within the professional world. Okay, so the website, as you see, will be investing.com, right? So uh, it's a very popular website, right? And if you have no idea how to use it, just Google it, right? There's ton of YouTube videos, right, teaching you and showing you how to use all of the features on investing.com, right? Or you can simply just sign in, register a account, and you can play with it. Okay, the account is free to sign in. Okay, so you don't need to pay anything, right? Just go in, hit the sign up, right, put in your email and your passwords, and you are good to go. Okay, it's free, you don't need to pay anything. Okay, anyone that's telling you that you need to pay anything, right, is basically a, well, you know, some conflict of interest going on here, right? And of course, if you want to have a ad-free versions, right, like you hate to, right, like you don't want to see all kinds of ads showing out here, then of course you can go for paid versions just to remove that. Okay, so the the feature, right, the good thing about this website is that you can basically have a enormous, right, you can basically have almost all price data, right, in the world, right, across the entire industry, right? So you can have all of the price data, right, for the stocks, right, or for the currency pair, for example, right? So you can have all of the data, right, uh, on the currency pairs as well. Okay, so because you can see there's a lot of ads here. Okay, so there's a chart here, right, and showing you some kind of basic information, right, on the overview section, right. What I will do is that I will just go to historical data, right, because you want to download the data for analysis, right. So just hit the historical data, right, and it basically give you the all of the historical data, right. So you can just change time frame, right. You can just change the time frame, right, to any date you want, right. And also you can just change if you want to have a daily or weekly or a monthly price changes, right. So you can just select it and it will just show all of your informations, right, all of the information that you need, and you just need to hit the download button. Okay, just hit the download button and you will get uh, the spreadsheet, right. You will get the data downloaded as a spreadsheet, right. And once you get the spreadsheet, right, you just copy and paste the data into Excel and do all kinds of data analysis. Okay, and yeah, by the way, if you want to download it in the form of Excel, right, or in the form of spreadsheet, you will first need to register a free account. Okay, this is just how the website works, right. So if you want to download it, just hit just register a new account. Okay, and of course there are also tons of related things, right. They offer you charts and whatsoever, right. You can just play with it. Okay, and another very good thing about investing.com is that you can just go and can just hit the economic calendar, right, and it basically shows you what is going on, right. What is the data that's going to release, right, within the week or within today, right. And you can always filter your your selection here. Okay, just hit the filter button, right, and you can see that uh, they got almost all country in the fucking world. Okay, they will have all kinds of data, right, that's releasing, right, all around the world. Okay, so you can just play with it. And here's the thing, if you don't want to go through this website, or you don't want to pay to subscribe this website, right, what you can do is that you just come to the economic calendars, right, and you just click on the indicators or the economic data, right, that you want to analyze, right. So just click it, for example, right, and it will basically show you some of the historical data, right. The data will not be complete, right. The data will not be as complete as other websites, right, because there are some limited uh, there are some limited data source in here. Okay, so what you need to do is that you just go to the calendar, right, hit the economic data that you're looking for, right, and it's a little bit uh, com not complicated, but it's a little bit boring, right? So you just hit show more. It's a very vanilla way, right? It's a very stupid but effective way, right? Just hit show more, right? So you can basically have all of the data, right? All of the historical data, right? This is for, of course, if you do want to uh, pay any money, right? Or you don't want to pay your time, right? You don't want to invest your time in this, right? So if you don't want to pay your money, right, or if you don't want to invest your time in looking and searching for all kinds of this data, right, this is the hard work that you need to take, right, that you need to uh, work out. Okay, so for example, right, I pull out a data from 1989, right? So what you need to do is that you just select a part from here, right? I just select a part of here. Okay, wait, and then scroll back up, right? Hold Control and Shift and click here, right? So click, hold Control and Shift and click in front of the date, right? It will basically highlight all of the data, right? So all you need to do now is just hit Control and copy, right? Or you just uh, right click and hit copy, right? And then you go to the spreadsheet, go to the Excel, right? Paste off the data, okay? And you do your analysis, right? And another thing that I like about the website is that it will also give you a fat rate monitor too, right? And also a stock screener, right? You can just go into the website and you just play with it, okay? And if you need any tutorial, right, just go to YouTube, just type investing.com tutorial, right? There's a bunch of video telling you and teaching you how to use this website, okay? Now the second website that I will use is basically the Fred St. Louis website, right? So this is basically a website, right, of the Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis, right, where it will just gather almost all data, right, all data from across the world, right, and ranging from, and the time frame is really is quite long, right? So for example, right, the inflation, right, for Malaysia, for example, right, you can see that the data is from 1960s to 2019, right? So it's like last year. Okay, so you can just go in, right? Just go into the data that you want, right? And just hit the download, button, right? This is a free website, right? Because this is a government website, right? This is a free website. You don't need to pay a single dime, okay, just to download it, right? And of course you can edit the graph, right? You can change the data and whatsoever that you want, right? You can change the unit from percentage, right, to the percentage change or whatsoever, right? This all depends on you, right? So we can just play with it, right? And just hit the download button, right, once you're done, okay? And you will just download data in the form of spreadsheet, okay? Then as usual, right, you can just take the spreadsheet, copy it into Excel and do all of the data analysis, okay? Now another thing, the third website will be the OECD stats website, okay? This is a little bit complicated, right, but it's a very good website because it is so far one of the most uh, complete, right, one of the most you can almost get all of the uh, data from this website, right, in a free website, right. You can basically get a lot of data, right, from a free website, right. um, this website have the most data, right, that's available for you, right. So you can just come to this website and just play with it, right. And it's a little bit complicated, right. And if you want to know, right, how do I play through the technical thing here, right? How do I select the data, right? How do I customize it, right? What is the thing that I'm looking for, right? How do I select the country, right, that I want, right? If you want a tutorial video on this website, right, comment below and let me know, right? And I will just record a video for that. Okay, so you can just come in, right? You can just hit and find the what is it, the data that you want, right. And once you're done, you just hit export, right. You just come to export and you can just select the file that you want to download, right. I usually just hit Excel, right, because it's easier, right, because at the end of the day, right, I'm still doing all kind of data analysis on Excel, right. So I just download Excel, right. So this is a very powerful website, right. You can just go and spend a little bit of time, right, spend some time, right, just to familiar with the UI here, right. I know it's complicated, right. That's why if you want to, I can do a tutorial video on this website specifically. Okay, so so this is the three websites that is free, completely free, right. And this will be the paying websites. Okay, now although it's a paying website, right, you can basically get almost all data, right, because if you just come to the indicator site, if you just hit the country tab, it will basically show you all of the all of the data, right, all of the country in the world, right. So including some of the less popular country, right, like yeah, I I I never heard this country before. Right, so if Sao Sao Tome, is it right? Okay. Sorry, yeah, if I screw up the pronunciation, right. Sorry if I screw up the pronunciation, right, because I never heard this country before, right. So if some of you is coming from this country, right, I apologize if I screw up the pronunciation, right, because English is not my first language, seriously. Okay, so you can see there's some least popular, right, least known country, right, in this website, right. And of course you can just hit it. This is, by the way, this is just a free version, right. I have not subscribed to it, right. So you can just come in, right, you can just hit the countries, right. And South Sudan, for example, right, and you can just click into the any country that you want, and you can show that you can see that there's a bunch of different indicator, right, bunch of different uh, data, right, that is available, right. Right, and right, so for example, this, where is this? Okay, you see, even a least popular country will have this much of data, which is very impressive. Okay, very impressive, right. So what you can do is I just as usual, just go into the data. Now here's the thing, right, on a free version, right, you can only have the data, right, you can only have the data, right, the most recent data, right, the latest data, right. So, but if you're looking for if you're looking for the historical data, right, if you want to download the data, you actually need to subscribe um, to you actually need to subscribe to the website, right. So it's like 30 bucks or something per month, isn't it? No, yeah, like 50 bucks for 1 week trial. Yeah, so Yeah, for 100, yeah, for almost 200 bucks. For almost 200 bucks a month, okay, you need to subscribe it, right, just to download the data, right? Yes, you need to pay some money, right? But here's what I did, right? So um, what I did is that I just go for the trial, right? For the 50 buck trial for a week, right? And of course there's a limit, right, of 500 data, right, uh, a month. So right, so you just need to download some of the tradable sets, right, in the economy, right? So something like the G20, right, and also some tradable sets, right, which I have made a video talking about the tradable sets, right? Just go and watch the video, right? Is within the professional versus retail series, right? Just go there and watch it, right? And what I did is that I just hit up for the trial, right, and I just download all of the data that I need, right, and then I just cancel the trial. Right, so yeah, basically for $45, you can download all of the necessary data that you want, that you need, okay? If you don't want to spend time and resources, right, just looking for the data, right, from these two websites or from investing.com, right, then you can just go and subscribe to it, okay? Okay, so yeah, so this is four websites that I will use, right, when I download the data, right? And yeah, I give you one more bonus, right? One more bonus. This is a free website also, right? It's a free website for forexlife.com. Now this is basically a news website, right? So if you're a news trader, right, although this is, I do not recommend you to do so, right? If you are a news trader, right, then this is the go-to website, right, because it's updated, right, very frequently, right? It's updated very frequently, right? So if you're a news trader, right, you love to trade, right, the NFP releases, right, then this is the website you can go for, right? But what I love about this website is that there's a feature called is it session reps, right? There's a feature called session reps, so it basically tell you, right, in the form of bullets, bullet summary, right, what has happened, what is happening, right, in the past sessions, right? So you can see that this is what happened, right? What is the news that just came out during the US session, right? And this is what happened, right, on the last London section, right? And this is what happened on the last Asian section, okay? So what I did is that I'll just spend 2 to 3 minutes a day, right? Just come here, come to this session reps, and just go through all of this, right? Just to get a feeling of what is going on in the market, right? Here's the thing: you do not generate your trade idea from news, okay? Because news is just news, right? News is something that is already happened, and it's very likely that the market has already priced in, okay? So you do not generate trade idea just from the news, right? But you can just come in, right, just go through this article, right, just go through this what is it, the season reps, right, for the US, London, and the Asian section, right, just to get a feeling of what is going on the market, okay? And it also show you some of the some of the data, right? Some of the data, right? And sometimes it will show you some very good informations, right? Something like the analysis from investment bank, right? How the Goldman Sachs, right, how they how they view a particular currency, right? It will give us some information on what is the market sentiment, right? But the main feature here is that I will just use it as a, you know, a newspaper, right? Because it's updating so regularly, right? So all of this is quite updated, right? So I will just spend maybe 2 to 3 minutes a day, right, going through this, right, and just get a feeling of what is going on, right? I do not generate my trade idea based on this, but just try to get a feeling, right, what is going on in the market. Okay, so these are a few websites, right, that I will use, right, just to obtain the fundamental data, right, and there are also another few websites that is more into the stock trading situation, right? That's more helpful in the stock trading situation, right? Let me know in the comment section, right, if you want me to cover those website as well. Okay, so just let me know, right? Put your feedback, right? Put your feedback. Okay, put your feedback uh, in the comment sections, right? So I will see you on the next yeah, I will see you on the next video.